Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook. Hello and welcome to today's episode on Fleet Geeks podcast. Today I want to talk about toxic, overly masculine cultures. So I'm not a big fan of the term toxic masculinity, but I think you all know what I mean around those cultures where it's almost like a boiler room culture. There's just so much male domination in the organization that it can create some quite toxic traits. And these need addressing or should be addressed in any organization of that type, because it can really alienate some members of the team, whether they're male or female. It can be quite challenging for people where the environment is so focused on that masculine dog eat dog type mentality. So I've come up with 5 ways that you can improve this sort of culture, and that will go some way to helping support it. So the 5 steps to improve. The thing is this isn't about attacking masculinity itself, because masculinity is good. You know, there's strength and beauty in it, and the challenge is around challenging the distorted version that is discouraging emotional openness and suppressing vulnerability, and it can breed domination instead of collaboration. So it's important to get the culture right. It's important that we're not negative about masculinity, we're positive about it, but we need to make sure that we address the challenges that may come up off the back of any toxicity. That's a big word for me on a Wednesday afternoon. So the first one is around modeling emotional intelligence. As a transport manager, it's really important that we normalize talking about feelings, struggles, challenges, whether it's in a boardroom, in a workshop, in your cab, whatever it may be. It's important that we talk about expressing emotions and helping other people feel safe to do the same. And this is a big antidote to the man up culture that we often hear about. So making sure that we start conversations with how are you doing today, making sure that you model honesty yourself is the first step, because that helps model emotional intelligence for you first and as a go-to. The second is around challenging lad culture, but without shaming people. So casual sexism, bravado, they tend to thrive in silence. So instead of like slamming on the brakes and causing confrontation, redirect it with curiosity and a bit of challenge. So for example, that's interesting. What do you mean by that? Or do you reckon that joke will land well with everyone? Is an effective way of like calling out someone who's being a bit of a dinosaur about stuff. So that sort of toxic banter, we can challenge it, but without shaming people. We can just go, we can just ask people what they mean, or, do you think that's going to land well with everyone? You might want to do it privately rather than making a big deal out of it in front of people. But I think it's important to make sure we do challenge that culture without shaming people. So that's my step number 2.
Hi, I'm Shani from Flagship Partners. We're proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast, your go-to source for all things fleet management. If you're looking for expert advice or high-quality training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We're also thrilled to announce the launch of our Fleet Academy, designed to support and develop future fleet leaders through expert-led and career-focused training. Our offering includes fully accredited courses such as the Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher courses, OLAT training, plus ongoing mentoring, support and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is simple: to develop elite fleet professionals who drive excellence across the industry. Let's shape the future of our fleet management together.
Third one is about redefining strength. So strength through the term sort of man up is often seen as about suppressing emotion, dominating other people, when actually the definition of strength is more around integrity and empathy and having the courage to just be who you are, right? So it's important that we really flip the script on that, redefine what strength is, celebrate things like resilience, kindness, patience, being a good parent, being a good partner, being a good friend. It's not just about who's lifting, the heaviest tool in the toolbox, or who's drinking the most beer, or whatever it may be. I know I'm sort of making fun of it here a little bit, but it's important that we really redefine what strength is, and making it really, really clear that it's not just those toxic masculine traits that people often pick up on in highly male dominated environments. It's important that we really sort of focus on redefining what that strength might look like. And then the fourth one is around elevating women's voices and respecting difference. So one of the issues is that women can start to feel marginalized in a majorly male dominated environment. So it's important that they feel heard and respected. One of the issues is essentially toxic masculinity, if that is a challenge, can shrink the space for other people, whereas healthy, positive masculinity will expand it and allow women to speak. So, for example, women are often, in this sort of environment I've come across, women can be interrupted, and it's important to bring it back. Like, let's hear what she was saying. If you're mentoring young men, we need to encourage them to listen and learn, and to give everyone an opportunity to speak. So I think it's really, really important to just make sure we recognize that sometimes people can feel marginalized in that environment, and we need to make sure we take an opportunity to ensure that everyone gets heard. And then the fifth one is around teaching the next generation better. So from a long game, it's important that we raise the young people in our organizations, and teach them that emotions are normal, that asking for help's brave, that showing respect is non-negotiable. We need to move away from this boys don't cry to real men do ask for help. Make sure that we're lifting the lid early on this stuff, and showing that it's good to have a wide emotional range, and to have resilience, and that causes strength and those kinds of things. So they're my 5 steps anyway. I just thought that would be really useful, and for certain people this might not be useful for everybody, because it might not be a challenge for everyone. But those of you that are in male dominated businesses, if you're a woman in a male dominated business, this can be quite a challenge for you. So I just wanted to raise sort of 5 key issues that I thought, or 5 ways that we can start to tackle this. So modeling emotional intelligence is 1, challenging that culture without shaming people is the 2nd. The 3rd is around redefining strength. The 4th is elevating women's voices and respecting differences. And the 5th is around teaching our next generation better. So I hope you found that interesting. I hope it's useful. Please do let me know what you think, if there's anything that I've missed, or if there's anything useful you want to add to the conversation. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.